for you. Okay, so we're streaming again. What is this? Okay, now let me, that's open, it's on. Okay, somebody try calling me. That's the best thing we can do here, Skype. There we go. Okay. The lines are open on Gabnet Live, so if you call me, it would be nice. Folks, can you? Will you? Is anybody listening? Is anybody calling? Let me see here. Let me see if I can get Tony. Hey, Tony, you there? Okay, and here comes Charlie. What is that? Okay. Charlie. Oh, I see. Well, there we go. I think it's working. There's Phil. Well, no, because I'm doing Brian. All I'm getting is your. Oh, there we go. And here comes Charlie.
Ah, our camera's working now.
Yeah, but now where is everybody on this one? This is the old Skype. This is the old Skype. Okay. Try calling me back again. Let me stop him. Let's Brian Ludwood. There's Brian. Oh, I see. There we go with my video.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Huh? I can hear you. I can hear you and see you. But let me go see what I can do about Jeff. I'm going to hang up on Jeff. Okay. And I want to hang up on all that. Okay. Now people start calling me again. I'm even having trouble here on this one. This is ridiculous. This is getting to be this is a major clusterfuck.
Yeah, it's a big dick that they have to shove up our asses.
Yeah, but I can't. Somehow this is not allowing me to add people to a group.
Trial by fire.
No, but this one should, because this is just the old Skype.
Oh, you're not using the new one like you said?
Right. No. Let me see here. And there we go. Okay, I've got everybody. And that's where I add people. There we go. I am on. Okay, let me do this for the audience now. Okay, I am on. I am on the what do you call it machine? The Mac.
The Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's only four of you and myself in the corner. So this looks like, is this the new stuff, the new one?
Well, no. This is the way that the old one worked. It was like this occasionally. Yeah. So anyway.
So this is the old Skype, not the new one.
Yeah, this is the old Skype. Okay. But this is the old Skype for the Mac.
And I don't think you're going through your microphone. I think you're going through your camera.
You should be picking me up. Now
tap your camera.
All right, hold on a second.
Or maybe you're going through your earphone mic.
No, that's going through it. Wait a minute, hold on a second. I should be going out using my microphone.
Does it sound like that to everyone else? When he's using his good microphone?
No, it doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Okay, well, Skype capture, I don't know. This is all, but going out over the air, it sounds fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely going out. You're going out over the air, but
yeah, but the audio you're hearing is not coming from the board. And I know. I know.
Yeah, Bill sounds great.
I'm
on my laptop in a hotel room.
I know what this problem is going to be here. Hold on a second. Preferences. Come on, go to audio video, and no, the input that's going through Skype is coming through the mic. Yeah.
Well, maybe it's the shitty speakers on this old Mac laptop.
Well, that could be. Is everybody else hearing me?
Computer here, and it sounds different tonight than last week.
Yeah,
really? Okay.
But am I sounding okay? Wait a minute. Is it scratching? Is it making a scratch sound at all? Huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Way over modulated.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Way over modulate. Oh, that's. I got a problem with that. That's with the audio here. Hold on. Got to turn the audio down now. Ugh. This is such a clusterfuck, this whole goddamn motherfucking cocksucking, there we go. Now, everybody, my sound should be okay.
I remember those years.
Our sound should be okay. How's it sounding now?
That's much better.
Much better.
I'm gonna get my coffee.
This is all too much for me to bear,
Hey, you're in operation right now.
Huh?
We're in operations right now.
There you go.
I mean, why did they do this? I mean, like this is the old Skype, at least, that I'm using on, and talk to me, somebody. Let me see if you're in sync.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're in sync. Ronnie wasn't in sync today. But I guess when I have more than one person on, you're in sync.
It was always that way.
What?
When you had one person, they were out of sync.
Yeah, but I mean, she was really out of sync, and I would never had that problem with her before. So, Anyway, it's what are we gonna do here? I wish I could figure out a way. None of that works. None of the stuff, the other stuff works that way. And this is the only way I could do this show from here on in. And it doesn't look that great,
Well, now, which you're using an old Mac or?
I'm using my Mac Pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I think your picture looks better now.
Well, I'm using the camera, the same kind of camera I was using on the other machine, but. I imagine it probably looks pretty good,
It looks good enough. Looks good enough.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
So is that why I just tuned into YouTube and you guys weren't on? So is that why you weren't on there?
Right. We're on. Let me start recording here. We are on YouTube now. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a real problem. I mean, I just don't know how we'll continue doing this show with the way this is. I don't know what to do. Maybe just run it as an audio show like we used to.
That may be the best way.
It may be the best way. Yeah. I can't use the Windows machine because it forces me to use the new Skype. And the new Skype, I got the video on. But getting all 4 frames of video, I couldn't get. If there were 4 of you on screen like this, only one of you went through that system, that NDI system. So, I'm gonna have to do a lot of.
Every time you answered a call, for instance, let's say we were talking, and you answered Charlie, it put me on hold.
And then when Tony came on, it put me on hold.
Yeah, so I was unable to reconnect at that point, and you were either preoccupied or unable to get me back on.
Right.
It's because the sign came on and said, answering this call will put you on hold.
Right. And that it's a real problem. I mean, what we're going to do about it, I have no idea. you know, but it certainly has fucked up my little business here, whatever that business was, you know, and I'm not happy about it, you know, not happy about it at all.
Yeah.
You talk to professionals, people who do this, and
you know, I can't get a hold of anybody. I can't find anything online.
I have a service called Obedia that I pay every month.
Yeah.
And, you know, do you want me to call them and ask them? Or you can do a one-time thing. These guys are great, and they really know their stuff. You know, I'd like to find out if there's some way on my I have a monthly service, and I don't use them that often. You know, I don't know whether they do it for you, saying that I'm having a problem with you getting on, and maybe they can then solve it.
Right.
And it's
Obedia, you said?
Huh?
Obedia.
Yeah. Obedia.
I bet they don't even. I bet they don't even have the answer to this.
They really are amazing.
No, but what are they amazing at?
Audio and you know, the setups. The next thing I'm going to have them do is help me with green screen. But they got my PreSonus going. I had some problems. They were able to just work them out.
Those are all basic audio video problems. This is a video. Oh boy, it's just it's going to be impossible for me to use that. You know,
I'll give you their phone number. You can talk to them and see if they have the expertise to help you. And because you call them up, they answer the phone. And you know, at least you can pose the problem before you give them $20 and see if that's something they can help you with.
I did at one point get a bunch of people online at the same time because I added you to a blank slate, so to speak, and then it called all of you. You know, and then you all answered and you were all there. Unfortunately, so far as the video was concerned, I couldn't get the video to have all four, you know. Now, maybe I could have. No, I couldn't. I tried that. No. I don't know. I give up, you know. I really give up. This is so frustrating. It's got me for a loop.
Well, if you use the Mac, and I know there's limitations to that, you can still use the old system, and they're not asking you to upgrade every 5 minutes.
Well, that's true, but it has its problems, and there are several problems there. Number one, the picture, I can't adjust the picture like I could before. It doesn't present itself on the screen in the same way, you know. And I mean, it's nice enough, I guess, but I also am having a hard time fitting it on. Okay, and it you know, it just frustrates me that there's no way to get that picture from the oh, it's just I give up on it. I really do. You know, maybe I'll have to just cash in this whole Gabnet idea, and you know, if the other guys want to do their shows, fine. You know, and maybe I'll do the show just as an audio-only show. Because I can't see doing it as a video show any longer. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, I guess, you know, I mean, I can do it, and we can put it on like this, and just, you know, just say, hey, we're just going to concentrate on having a good discussion here, and not sit around and worry about whether the video looks good at all. You know? Yes, Charlie.
Jack and Damien, they're able to get the new Skype to work somehow?
Well, they can get it to work to a certain extent. Damien felt that he would have to call people, as I did with you guys earlier. Jack said that what he did was put one person online and then add them. And I'm going to have to call him tomorrow and find out exactly what he did with that. But that's still, they're just audio. All they have to worry about is the audio. I have to worry about the video too. You know, and the reason the video's working here is that I can still run. I'm running the old Skype, and even if I ran the new Skype, I could run the picture on here because it doesn't interfere with me being able to get the picture, the video, and so that's not a problem either. On the Mac. Now I don't know if the picture is going to look that much different on the if I were to use the newer Skype, for instance, on here, and whether it would be easier to use. I have no idea, but I still don't. I still would like somebody to be able to tell me. It would like to tell me how you get people into a group without having to call them all. Okay.
Well, that's why I'm trying to. How did you spell Obadiah? I don't remember how to spell it, Brian. So I could look it up.
Obadiah.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I'm just spelling it phonetically. Obedia.
All right. Yeah. Pro audio software training. Okay. Yeah. I'll send you the link, Alex, and just call them up.
How much do you pay them a month?
I have more than I need, and I'm paying like $19 a month. But you can do it for so much a minute.
Yeah.
Also, and you don't have to have a monthly subscription.
Here comes Marcella Roberts into our little grouping here, and now everybody is. Oh boy, I've got a little problem here. I got to get some people's faces aren't in completely, and it's well. Let me just do this. Hold on a second. This way, okay. I'll just be able to get.
I sent you the link to your messenger.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Let me see here. Let me do that. Let me see what happens if I do this. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. I'm trying to make the picture so that it will be, there we go. At least we can, well, we can't see everybody, but let me see here. Oh, there we go. I got everybody now. And Marcella, show it, turn on your camera.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. This is really. Oh, there. I got a fairly good looking picture going now. Took me a little while, but no, I don't want my video on there, but I've got it. Yeah. It's.
Now Jeff's picture is super sharp.
Yeah.
And
Jeff's picture is super sharp.
Yeah, it's very sharp.
I'm just using my Mac Air.
The smaller they get, the sharper they'll probably get.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me get rid of that. There we go. Okay, well, I've got people on here a little better than they were before.
Marcella, she looks good too.
Yeah. Well, you got your green screen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, I thought she was outside at the
beach. Aren't you in Canada where it's freezing?
Washington.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay? It's a new headset.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. But let's see here. But you're squashed at the top. Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah, I'm using the new Skype on a Mac, and so I have a couple of circles and 4 squares.
Yeah.
It's kind of Hollywood squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really working weird.
Well, you're very square.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I've got a fairly good picture all the way around. Well, who knows what the story is here. Anyway, hello, folks. How are you? We got a citizen panel. Boy, your green screen you got looking pretty good now.
Oh, awesome.
New light.
What are you using?
XSplit.
Oh, I have XSplit. Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
You can also do it with that program that you have that you use. What's it called? I have it too, but I forgot what it's called. that you're using to put the things over the air. Alex?
What?
What's that free program you're using that decodes and puts it over the air? It was...
you mean OBS?
Yeah, OBS.
Yeah, that's what I'm using here.
That has a green screen function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not terrific, but good enough.
I don't think any of them are terrific. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to. I'm doing some adjusting here to try and get a decent picture going. But you know. Anyway, where are we? So, anything we want to talk about?
Well, I guess Theresa May's having a bad day.
Yeah, she's having a bad day.
And Trump is still walled up in the White House.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I can almost see the White House from here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're in Washington. Oh.
Yeah.
Why'd you go over and apply?
Bring him a ham sandwich.
Why'd you go over and apply for an executive job of it?
Right?
An executive job
he's got
over
1,000
there.
cheeseburgers. He doesn't need my sandwich.
Bring him a bucket of chicken.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I could apply for a job, but
Bring up some fish too. Wrap it in newspaper while you're at it.
the only problem is, you know, he might fire me within 30 seconds, and you know.
And he wouldn't pay you
won't get paid.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what, you know, what can I do? Chief of staff? Nobody's happy.
And you won't get paid.
Well,
I get enough employees that don't listen to me.
yeah, yeah. But you know, things don't look too good with he and his old lawyer. His old lawyer looks like he's going to make life a living hell for him.
We'll see. But you know, I was reading something about these videos. Remember, I said I saw a video of Obama saying that, you know, he was supporting the wall, and I saw another one of Hillary and another one of Chuck Schumer. Mm-hmm. And then I was seeing online that there are people making these extreme fake videos where they take the movements of someone, and they're able to superimpose their face. Mm-hmm. And I guess all over the world there are people that are being they're making like sex tapes of people that weren't involved in it, and it's becoming an epidemic, especially on YouTube.
An epidemic of what? Of
fake videos that make people look like they're doing and saying one thing when they had nothing to do with it.
Called memes.
Well,
it's worse than that. It's like you watch a 4-minute video of someone's talking to you like they're really saying it or doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it looks like it looks like what's his name? His lawyer, Cohen.
Cohen, yeah. Well, Cohen's a crook. We know that.
Yeah.
We know that he lies, and we know that you know.
So you think he's going to completely lie about everything he knows about the inner dealings of Donald Trump?
I think he'll embellish.
Yes, but I mean, how much does he have to say before you'll believe it?
I don't think I'd believe anything he says.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. You know, he's proven to be a crook and a liar.
Well, so is Trump.
You know, that's how I feel about Trump.
Well, I'm sure that's how you feel about him. But,
well, he had a reputation as a crook and a liar before he was president.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except he's doing everything that he promised his voters that voted for him. He's doing everything he promised.
Well, you know how
the expense of
4
million
people liar.
didn't vote for him. Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, what, 40% of the population voted for him. He said he was going to do these things, and he's doing them.
Percent is it?
You know, he's doing more than any other president has done when it comes to promises. Every other president, as they were elected or campaigned, promised the world, and usually doesn't do any of it. now we got somebody.
Well,
that's
because they come to because
He
what happens
promises
is
both sides.
Well, he didn't promise the Democrats anything.
I mean, he promises to build the wall, and then he promises not to build the wall. He promises to clean the swamp, and then he promises not to clean the swamp.
Promises to pull out of Syria, and he's walking back on that, too.
Well, I think he jumps the gun when it comes to he shoots from the hip, and then he shoots himself in the foot quite often, and he finds out what he can do and he can't do. Like Alex said, he's not a seasoned politician, so he's shooting from the hip. But at least he's retracting or stepping back when he realizes that his
but he is. But you say he isn't doing what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to build a wall, and he was in Mexico pay for it. Well, what about that one?
Well, he said that because of the New Deal that he negotiated with Mexico.
They haven't negotiated a deal with Mexico. They're still negotiating it.
Well, what he was also saying is that there's like $130 billion cost per year of what it costs when the illegals come across, use services, work in a non-taxed environment.
He didn't say that. That's not what he implied when he said, "Who's going to pay for the wall?" They are.
But that was a previous statement. You see, you keep
wait a minute. Of course, but you're saying that he keeps his promises and he doesn't.
Well, there's a lot of promises he made. He said he didn't want to get us involved in other conflicts, and he didn't want to be the police of the world. And so he said he would go after ISIS, and now he's saying, "Hey, I want to pull out of Syria because this is not our conflict."
In spite of the fact that his generals don't think he should.
Well, no. It's like cops. If there's no crime, there's no cops. No need for cops. If there's no war, there's no need for generals.
How come one day there was a war and the next day there wasn't?
Because he decided to pull out.
Okay. In other words, he declared what he did is what we did in Vietnam, which wasn't true. We declared a victory, and then we just left.
Well, if the Senate and the Congress want a war, they can declare it, can't they? It's not up to Trump. This is a police action. If you look at it as Korea or Vietnam, those were undeclared wars. We never had a war with them. We had a police action. Mm-hmm. Isn't it up to the Congress to declare war?
Yes.
So if they feel that we should be there, let them declare war.
Well, declaring war, there's a difference between declaring war and going into, what's it called, a police action.
Well, we went to Sarajevo.
Like we never, I don't think we ever declared a war in Vietnam. That was a police action.
But we did in World War II.
That's the only one. That's the very last one.
That's the very last one that we did.
Right, and how does it work out?
Well, what are those other things? Well, you had South Korea, you had 59,000 American dead in Vietnam, which was not a war.
Right.
Okay, and I'd say pretty serious stuff for not being wars.
Right, but these were conflicts that the leadership involved us in without the sanction of Congress. And so therefore we weren't in those conflicts to win them for one reason or another.
Wait a minute. Jeff has something to say. Your mic's off, Jeff.
You're muted.
Jeff. Put your mic on.
I'm on. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as Vietnam, I remember that place.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that you say, well, the government, really didn't support it. Well, how'd they get paid for all of this stuff? How did we shoot all the bullets out there? Who paid for that? Our Congress.
The Mexicans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Congress.
What do you want to call Vietnam was not a real war or a bad war or a fake war?
Jeff.
It was 50,000 people.
And let's talk.
Made money. How many people made money on the Vietnam War? All of those people in Congress were making money on that war. They were, when you supply arms and so forth, it's a money-making thing. War is profitable.
What are you going to say, Phil? What are you going to say, Phil?
What
are you going to say, Phil, when perhaps it is finally shown that your president has been working as an agent for the Russia?
I seriously doubt that.
How many here seriously doubt that?
I call it to be determined.
To be determined. TBD.
Yeah.
I'm not quite on the he's a Russian puppet bandwagon, but I'm more of he's selling his services and his soul to you want to say that word, to the highest bidders, among which would include like defense contractors and organized crime outfits, whether it's in Russia, whether it's the Italian mob,
But Brian, guys like Manafort and Cohen, Cohen offered influence for money. Manafort took money for influence, and these people, regardless of whether Cohen was his attorney, I think Cohen is an opportunist. And Manafort was in trouble for money and saw his position as a way of continuing to live his lifestyle. I don't know that Trump needed that money for him to maintain his lifestyle like Cohen and Manafort did.
Well, given the lawsuit that pended most recently up to his presidency with Trump University, he probably did need that money to support his lifestyle.
Nah, Trump University was something he lended his name to. And was like some of the other ventures he's had, as well as buildings. It's easy. He was building a brand, and his brand was his name.
Brand of bankruptcy.
He was selling that, and he sold it to a group that came up with an idea. I'm sure he wasn't out there teaching the course. Maybe he made a couple promotional videos for these guys, but.
No, he said he picked the people that were teaching the courses.
Marcella?
Yeah, he said that he was selling his expertise in real estate. I don't know how you can say that you're selling your expertise. The university has your name on it, and somehow you're not accountable.
I didn't say he wasn't accountable, but I don't think that he managed the day-to-day operations. Most of these universities are found to be very shifty. There was one of these technical universities that was around for a long time. They were ripping off students. They promised that if you go through their courses, they can find you a job. They never find jobs for these people. My girlfriend went for the phlebotomy course, and she paid thousands of dollars. They never got her a job.
So doesn't that make you angry that Trump would do that, and we still elect him?
But most of those pay universities like this that aren't real universities. They're ripoffs. I'm trying to think of the name of the one that went out of business about 2 years ago. They taught people to be nursing assistants. Yeah. Other things like computer.
Heald, I think it was Heald.
Heald, yeah, that's it. Heald College, and so that one went under, and they were around for a long time, but it was really
but there was a time though when Heald was okay, because I had a friend of mine who had a whole career in electronics because he graduated from Heald.
Yeah, but I think they went the way of Trump University.
Well, with time they probably did. But you say it went the way of Trump University. It's got his name on it, Phil.
Doesn't that make you mad?
Name on it too.
Yeah, doesn't that make you mad?
That guy is president? I mean, did you vote for that guy?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
What makes you vote for that guy? That's what I don't understand.
And I vote for him in 2020.
Why would you vote for such a charlatan?
Because I don't think he's a charlatan. I like what he's doing. I think that the news is trying to paint him as a charlatan.
He opens his mouth and he types a tweet. You can't paint that. He does that himself.
Well, but I agree with most of his tweets, Marcella. Also, I'm not quite sure if he has a different agenda with those tweets. You know that he's you know how magician redirects
Phil.
Yeah,
The man is president of the United States.
Yeah, but he's not.
Okay, wait a minute. The man is president of the United States. Is that he does not. He's required to live by a higher standard than some guy who's got a blog. You know?
You said yesterday, or the last time that you had a show, that guys like Gavin.
No, the last time I had a show was about 5 years ago. But go ahead.
You know, on Gabnet, you know, last week, you said that guys like Gavin Newsom and Cory Booker, that they had the personality, they had the presentation. So, but it isn't about presentation. It's about substance. And it's about what they want to do. And, you know, these guys may be, you know, just empty vessels, like they called Trump. You know, they're just another pretty face. And that's what gets elected. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted somebody to go in there and rock the world of Washington, D.C., that would go in there and make them stand up and have to do the right thing.
Well, has he made them do it?
Well, he's being fought tooth and nail.
What he's done, if you're going to get things done, you have to know how to be political about it. And the fact is, wait a minute, the fact is that if you get everybody with their backs against the wall who are only going to say no every time you want something, then you've lost already, Phil, because that's not being political and that's not being Washington. Because you got to know how to play that game down there.
Let's see how this comes out. You know, is he going to lose?
I'll tell you how it's going to turn out. This man is going to be kicked out of office. And this man is going to wind up in fucking jail.
I don't think so, but you know, that you may hope that.
No, I'm not hoping that. I don't want that for any president. Look, who knows how long I'm going to live? I would love to live under a president. I'd love to go to my just reward having a president in office where this country is in good hands. But I don't think I'm going to.
But I think you will, you know. I just don't think he's an empty suit like most of these other
oh, give me a break. He fills that suit quite tightly.
That's why it's not empty.
Yeah. By the way, anybody see Family Guy this week?
No, I don't. I've never watched.
Well,
I haven't watched it yet.
What?
I heard about it though. But...
Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! It just took Trump to the woodshed.
It's a cartoon.
Yes, I know, a wonderful cartoon in which something goes flying across the room, and Mitch McConnell takes his head and puts it into his body like a turtle in a shell.
Well,
I like the one they treated it in South Park with.
Yeah, well, this. He and Peter get into a knocked out, dragged out fight that goes on for about 5 minutes on this show.
Well, when you see Brian and McConnell after they're being reamed by Trump. You see them with like black eyes and with semen on their face.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I'm binge watching 161 episodes of Sea Hunt.
Oh God.
On YouTube.
Oh God.
Was that Lloyd Bridges?
Yeah, I love that. And I've been having an all Bridges week because on the plane flight out, American had really lousy movies, and so the only movie that I hadn't seen is The Big Lebowski.
Lebowski,
yeah. And I saw about 90% of it, and then I fell asleep. But
really,
it was cute.
Dude,
yeah,
the dude, yeah. It's just that I don't know. I just I've not been feeling too good about anything lately, and least of all about where our government is going at this time. You know, if anything, you could say that he has created a divisive situation in Washington in which nobody is moving now. Nobody's negotiating. Nobody's giving up territory. They're all standing firm because he's created this stasis. He has paralyzed Washington, D.C. by his actions.
And it's okay for the Democrats not to negotiate with him because he's Trump.
I'm saying that is a result of his attitude and them reacting to it. That this is not the art of negotiation.
What happened to the Alex Bennett in 1973 that wanted to stick it to the man? You know, that the government...
I still do, but the man now and has always been Donald Trump. What makes you think he wasn't the man?
Well, because the rest of them...
This was a guy who owned rental properties and was throwing people out of their homes, for Christ's sake. He's the man, asshole.
That's exactly right. That's what I can't understand. This is the guy that everybody was ready to string up, and all of a sudden he's God. I don't get it.
Well, nobody said he's God, but at least he's standing up to the other guys that are...
I don't know about that.
You know? Hey, there was a 12 or 13% approval rating of Congress under Bush and under Obama. The Congress was hated. And now he's fighting with these guys, and everybody is supporting the original bad guys. Brian's got to stand up.
Yeah, Brian.
Just as a side note, your favorite senator, Kristen Gillibrand, it's been announced that she's going to throw her hat in the ring for the 2020 election.
Well, I ain't voting for her.
Good for her.
Well,
not after what she did to Al. Not after what she did to Al Franken. I thought that was just absolutely terrible. I mean, you know, when you've got a very liberal person, and you consider yourself to be a liberal, you don't eat your own. And that's what she did to Al Franken.
But if the Republicans didn't make moves, Alex, to strip Steve King of his committeeships, would you have been saying the same thing, that good for them for not eating their own?
Well, in the case of Steve King, to begin with, I think that Steve King was gotten at this point because they've been waiting to get him for the longest time. Okay, because he's pretty much been a douchebag forever. Yeah. All right, and I think that when this thing happened, under normal circumstances, this would have been a rebuke, but it was Stephen King. Is his name Stephen?
Stephen
King.
Where's the other Stephen King?
Yeah.
The other one's quite liberal. But
where's the real one when we need him? You know, he's been a douchebag for a long time, and so this was the thing that finally they went, okay, let's get him on this one. You know, in the case in the case of, I just answered him. Hey, there we go. There we go. All right.
Hello,
okay, there we go. I guess now I have a whole new form of show business going on here. Hello, Bree, are you there?
Hello, Alex.
How are you, Bree?
I'm good. I'm watching all these people jumping into the Democratic race. It's going to be, I mean, I think everybody's just going to start announcing this could be the largest field that we've ever seen. And there's no lightning rod like Trump. So I think what we're going to see is it's basically going to be the brand names. Anybody who has a name and can pull above a certain percentage, they're going to be the ones who will be allowed in the debates and whatnot. Because otherwise, you're going to have 25 people up on stage. It'll be impossible to figure anything out.
The only reason that Trump was able to stand out in front of the other ones is that the media thought it was a joke, and they gave him so much free press that he was able to stand out in the crowd. And
that's right.
If he was just if they left him,
if Al Franken would have been around, he might have had a chance. But they need somebody like I don't know, like Kevin Hart or somebody to run, somebody who would, kind of be a joke. Kanye West, if he wanted to be a Democrat, I don't know. Kim Kardashian, they need somebody. All the politicians, they're not going to do anything. You get one person in there who's a non-politician, and they'll win.
Yeah.
I think.
I've got to get up at 5:15 tomorrow morning for my first meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can bash Trump all you want.
Okay. Have a nice sleep.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
It's East Coast stuff. It's hard.
There is one final point, and then I can do my video here. But the thing I'll tell you is I don't think anybody can beat Trump because I think the Russians have figured out how to hack the system.
Yeah.
So I think that no matter who you run, they can hack it. And the more people that run, the more they can say, hey, there's so many people. We didn't really know who the clear winner is or who was going to do anything. And so they can hack. They can even hack probably the primary to put who they think can be most discredited. If it's Pocahontas, if they like that, if the Russians think that, then they can just hack it. But I think they'll hack the election in 2020, guarantee it. I mean, they'll definitely try. It's up to us whether they can succeed. But a lot of these districts,
especially since we're not doing anything to protect against that.
Exactly. So that's just what's going to happen.
Well, here comes Rob Alfano. Hello, Rob. Are you there? There he is.
I'm here.
Yeah, there he is.
So I've been listening to your Trump things with Phil here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Phil, what about the promise for the best health care?
Phil's gone, by the way.
He's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did he leave?
You can't handle the East Coast time zone.
Oh, he said he had to log off because he was tired?
Yeah. Yeah, no, because he has an
early. Get up at 5 a.m.
I just was listening to you, so there must be a huge lag on your on the YouTube, and everybody is delayed, so the audio doesn't match the video.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
It does for me.
It didn't for me. I was watching it on Gabnet.
I know.
On the Gabnet.net site.
I know. We probably this is the last we're going to see of the Citizen Panel, at least as video or doing our video presentation, because it's impossible. I can't do it on this on the Mac because of this delay thing, and I can't do it on the other machine because of just the myriad of problems that the new Skype entails, and they won't let me use the old Skype. So it's pretty well killed Gabnet. Let me put it that way.
Well, it killed the video. Video killed the radio star. So
yeah.
You still use Skype for audio though? Audio only?
Do I still use Skype for audio only?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can use Skype for audio only. Yeah, absolutely. But I just find it. Oh boy, it's just very frustrating. This whole thing.
I heard they just improved FaceTime, so you can get like 25 people.
Yeah, but the problem is, raise your hands, people. How many here have Macs?
I have an iPhone.
There we go. That's it. So we can't really. It really
or
doesn't.
WebEx.
Huh?
WebEx is really good.
What's
WebEx
What's
free?
No.
That's the problem. WebEx isn't free.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a great product.
I have WebEx.
Why they take something?
Connect.
There's
also it's called BoTeam.
Yeah, I can't figure out why they take something like we're about 2 seconds off, by the way, in video.
Yeah, it's about right.
The thing that bothers me about this is the old Skype was perfect. It was fine. Just if you're going to improve on that model, but don't change the engine. And they changed the engine, and now the thing is completely unintuitive. That's the worst part about it. You don't know where everything is. I've spent days trying to figure it out. And I still don't completely understand it. And I couldn't tonight even do something as simple as get a citizen panel together and put them all in a group together. Where before, all I had to do was just click on the person who was calling, and there was a little thing that said, add to group. You'd click on that, it would put them online, and you'd join the group. You know, so, and this, for some reason, I don't know why, Skype on the Mac is delayed. It's slow. You know, what you're watching, everybody, is the video of what we have here, but by the time that video gets into OBS, it slows down. Everybody, you're in sync as I look at Skype. Okay, so I don't even understand it, to be honest with you. So I can't tell you, why all these problems happen, but there's one other possibility, and I may try it tomorrow night, and that's trying to use the new Skype on this machine, which does take the video off of the actual screen, and see what I can do about figuring out how to put people on together. It may be slightly different on the Mac. I don't know. But, you know, this is very distressing, to say the least, you know. And why those assholes over at Microsoft did this is beyond me. And I don't know how many other people it's putting out of work or putting out of an art form, but it certainly has ruined what we're doing. Hopefully,
if you follow on Phil's lead, hopefully that'll help you out.
Well, I don't think that they are going to have the answers, to tell you the damn truth. I think they're going to have a very complicated answer, just like, you know, what I had to do to get everybody together in a citizen panel was to put you all on a list and put you onto that. And then add to that every time somebody called. I could then call them back and add them. That's way too much trouble compared to the way it was. And I have no idea why they would take something that was working. And what you do is you take something that's working and you simply improve on it. You don't completely rewrite it.
It's like that line in the movie Casino. We took a good thing and fucked it all up.
Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. You know, and so what are you going to do? You know,
I think that they've got a lot of people who are working there, and they go into work every day, and the boss says, well, you know, we got to do something here. We got to, you know, wax the tires or something. And so I think that they just say, well, we'll come up with something, we'll call it new, and you know, we're doing our job. And I seriously think that's why they do it, because they have nothing else to do. They're sitting around, they're supposed to do something, and so they want to innovate. This is what they do. This is what they come up with.
Yep, absolutely. So, you know, I mean, who knows? Who knows what the situation is and why they're the same, why they're this way. I don't understand it, and it makes no sense to me. But I just found something I can do. I can take you guys, and as you talk, your picture comes on. Yeah, that works. That works. Start talking there. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me see. There's Bree, and then if Rob starts talking, start talking, Rob.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Well,
do I pop up?
Yeah, I can see Rob.
Yep, and of course you're not in sync, but and say
not in sync, right?
Clear. We're not in sync though, but it is what it is.
Yeah. You know, so I could do it that way.
You think it's not in sync because maybe you using everything off that Mac, and maybe the Mac is a little overpowered, so the audio is processing before the video.
My CPU is only at 11.4%.
Oh, well,
and I have 11 gigabytes of memory still free on the machine.
Yeah, not that.
It's not that. No, I've always had that problem with this machine. You know, so I don't know what it is. You know, but I mean, it's very frustrating. It's very daunting, and you know, I'm getting too old for this shit. You know, I mean, come on, it worked. It worked,
I was
guys.
waiting on that.
Huh?
I was waiting on you to say something like that.
What? I'm getting too old for this?
That's true. I mean,
Well,
I don't argue with you there. I mean, it's.
You know, I tell you, I have troubles with something. The older I get, I have trouble with technology, and like, for example, some of this stuff with the NAS, and I start to try to figure out something and do something, and then I send an email to tech support because I can't figure something out, and then they get back to me a day or so later, and I can't remember what the hell I was even doing in the first place.
Well, you know something? You're more in sync now than you were earlier. Somebody else say hello. Marcella, talk to us. Your picture will suddenly come up.
Hello. It's my picture pop up.
Yep, there it is. See? And you're in sync on this. It's strange. It's really strange. Where
male, female, the older you get, the less patience you have, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's true.
Well, less patience, and I mean, I can't believe that I can't figure out how on that Skype to easily add people to the calls. You know? I just don't understand it. I'm capable of it, you know? Just give me a hint. But I go online and it's all this, and then you make this group here and you do this and I can't figure it out. What's the easy way? You know, why couldn't they in their new Skype make it so that if you call, you're added, you know, you come in and then I can drag and drop you into the call or something like that. You know, something simple. But no. And these guys sit over at Microsoft jerking off saying, hey, look what we can do. Yeah, but are people going to be able to use it? That's the problem. And the answer is a big fat fucking no. What's the picture you're showing us, Bree? They can't see it because all I've got is full pictures now, but I can.
Because Trump is dead if he doesn't
dead in the water if he doesn't build the wall.
Yeah.
Who's that, Ann Coulter?
Yeah.
What did Ann Coulter say?
He's dead. Trump is dead in the water if he doesn't build the wall.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's the reason why this shutdown is going as long as it did, because he's listening to Laura Ingraham and Coulter and Sean Hannity.
It's funny, you know, Gillibrand in her speech when she said she was running, it was all about women are pissed off and this is her path forward. But 2 other women have already announced before her. So, and now in retrospect, you can see how Gillibrand went after Franken because she was setting herself up to be able to run for president. I mean, it's so, the machinations, you know, it's just totally politically.
Well, that's why she went after Franken, absolutely. Yeah,
so,
no question about it.
I just hope she polls in, you know, under 5% and doesn't get into any of the debates. I don't see her candidacy going anywhere.
Well, I will do everything here in New York to fight that. You know, if there are protests, I'm going, you know. I mean, if she's going to go as the Me Too candidate, she certainly is disparaging Me Too by doing it. You know.
Anybody hear Trump's latest saying that he wants to pull America out of NATO?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the new talk today. He wants to pull him. He doesn't.
That's what Putin wants.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly. The Libertarian Party platform has been calling for years.
You know, when I first heard this theory that he was a Russian agent, I kind of went, then nah. And the more I thought about it, the more I went, yeah, I think so.
You know the guy that looks like Brian, who's on CNN all the time, he's a former Trump somebody, and he looks just like Brian, but he got a completely shaved head. And I can't think of his name right now, but I've seen him on a number of times, and tonight was the first time where he was he was not, you know, staunch Trump and all the stuff going on with Manafort now, the new allegations toward Manafort, even he was saying, boy, you know, there's, you know, this is pretty serious.
Yeah, yeah, and it is pretty serious. I mean, if in fact he was doing business for the Russians, I mean, this is like the Manchurian fucking Candidate.
It's crazy.
You know? It's as though Putin got elected his boy to do his bidding.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, and if that's the case, this is scary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, I'd hang him for treason, for Christ's sake.
First of all, he's being investigated from every angle. Why can't they say, you know what? You're not pulling out of NATO. You're not doing anything. You're going to run this country at a marginal, until we figure out who you are and what you are, we're clipping your wings. Why can't that happen?
Because
you're innocent until proven
he's
guilty.
He's going to appoint ex-Supreme Court justice. That's why.
You're innocent until proven guilty. We get that. But while you're under all of these allegations, you're not going to be allowed to make major changes like pulling the United States out of the NATO alliance.
Jeff?
The problem that you have is the Senate.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Yep.
They want the Supreme Court. They want Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
But wouldn't they have that? Wouldn't they have that if you got Pence in there?
Yeah.
They would still have it.
No, because Trump is able to cause a lot of confusion and misdirection, and he can support a candidate. I mean, think of what he did for Kavanaugh. He brought him to the White House, I think, and he said, this guy, turns out he's completely innocent. Everything that was said was just a hoax. I mean, you can't see Pence really saying that, right?
I don't know. I don't trust him either, though. But I don't know. You know, I don't think Pence is as, I mean, he may be religiously radical, but I don't know that he's so politically radical.
I think if he wants to get his way, he will sit there and be quiet or do what he needs to do. That's why we're in the situation we're in. Because they don't want to stand up. They want to get the next Supreme Court justice.
Well, I got news for him. For what they pulled on Obama with Merrick Garland, they're done. You know what I mean? They're not gonna.
No, the Senate still is in Republican control.
They're
not going to get it past Congress. They're not going to get it past Congress. Don't they have to have it approved?
Only the Senate has no say in that. The House has no say on it.
Did anybody? A lot of you said you didn't see the thing with on Family Guy, but there was a point at which Trump is trying to touch Meg's pussy, and he's then trying to kiss her with his big tongue coming out. And he's like Jabba the Hutt, and he's suddenly sounding like Jabba the Hutt. And over in the corner, remember they had this kind of this weird animal who was chuckling along at Jabba the Hutt? It's Pence. You know, it's a very funny, very funny.
I think, Rob, contrary to what you're saying, I think Trump is self-centered, self-absorbed, and self-destructive enough that if he can take Pence down with him, he will, because he's just he doesn't care. He's going down. He'll take as many other
people as he can to give him the pardon.
There's a lot of dirt on Pence too, from what I understand.
I think he'll take this entire country down to protect himself.
Yes,
he's already doing that. Protect his legacy of his wall. Yeah, he's taken a lot of the country down. Not the least of which includes the National Guard. By the way, who hasn't been paid. It's the first time that a branch of the U.S. military hasn't been paid since the Revolutionary War. I just saw that.
What I don't get is how this guy can say that he wants the wall because Americans have to be protected, and yet because of this, we don't have a TSA working. The courts that are taking care of immigration cases are not working. I mean, he's put this country in danger of massive security lapses because of this. You know?
Yeah, and think of all the postings and positions that are not filled. I mean, it boggles the mind. If you were China or Russia or any other country and you wanted to do stuff, now's the time. basically, because Trump's not going to do anything. He's just protecting himself in the White House. China is rattling sabers about taking back Taiwan. Russia is rattling sabers about the former Soviet bloc countries. Yeah. It's really scary.
And they're also
we're regressing all around the globe.
We're going to wind up in a world war.
There's more and more guns being found at the airport now too.
Another civil war, possibly.
I think we're going to wind up in world chaos and another world war.
Yeah,
and possibly a civil war to boot too.
Well, that's possible.
Well, I had the good news is I might have cancer, and the bad news is that it might take me 15 years to die from it. And with all that's going on, that's not exactly the best news in the world. That the cancer isn't going to kill me. His nukes are going to kill me.
It's not fast enough.
yeah, exactly.
Well, the good news for me is that I won't be able to afford to retire and have a long retirement because I don't have the money. But I won't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
You'll be dead like me.
Yeah. I mean, I love what he says about, we have more people with jobs, and jobs are terrific. And hey, have you taken a look at the stocks lately? Have you seen how much money people who've been working and saving have lost because of him? It's terrible. It's just terrible.
And he sent Pompeo to Egypt to basically, it seemed like his direction was, look up and see what Obama said last time, and then just counter every part of that any way you can.
Yeah.
And just go ahead and do that. That seems to be what the directive was. Now, talk about confusing everybody. You're just there 2 years ago, and you say, hey, we want to see what we can do. And then 2 years later, it's like, no, all of you are terrible again. What? And the whole rift in the Gulf was started by Trump. And that doesn't seem, and now Pompeo is saying you've got to resolve the rift. It shouldn't have been started in the first place.
Marcel, Marcella, as a woman here, let's get a woman's opinion on all of this.
Oh, okay. First of all, I'm sorry to hear about your diagnosis.
Well, it may be. It's an 85% chance, and at my age, most of the people on this panel will have this kind of prostate cancer. It's just a small little amount, and they use hormones to keep it from getting worse, and they keep you alive for 15 years. So, and I'm going to outlive that, and it's going to outlive me.
Well, that's good.
So it's not. Please don't feel sorry for me, okay? But I have
sympathy.
Yeah. But it's something I can use around the house. Like when she asked me to take out the garbage, I just go, "But I have cancer." And what? Don't yell at me. My cancer's hurting today. Whatever.
So you had a question?
That motherfucker.
Yeah. No, my question to you was, as a woman, how do you look at this whole thing? I mean, it's not good for women either.
No, at every turn, he's terrible to women.
Yeah.
As a woman, I can tell you that. It's not new. I mean, I'm not super young, so it's not shocking to me, the things that he does and says. But, it's not someone I would ever vote for. And I vote, and I'm more active than I have been before.
Yeah.
When you put Kavanaugh in the Supreme Court, after all the stuff that's done, and then go on to mock the woman who is obviously attacked in some way.
Yeah.
That's horrific. It's terrible.
And even if she wasn't attacked, let's say by him, let's say you can't prove that, she was affected by some incident when she was younger, and you should have some kind of respect for that. And
even those who don't say he did it, which I believe he did, but that's just my opinion. Even those that say that, universally people feel that something happened to her that caused a great deal of distress, and he went on national television and mocked her like a 7th grader.
Yeah. Terrible, just terrible. So what are you going to do? Yeah.
We remember that stuff when we go to vote.
Good, good. And remind everybody you know.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Those that aren't afflicted with Stockholm syndrome. I said those women that aren't afflicted with Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, my parents' generation, the women tend to vote with their husband, whatever that happens to be. But I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, well, at least the one thing you can say about Trump is he makes R. Kelly look good. Anybody see that documentary, by the way? I watched all 5 hours of it twice because I saw it and then I wanted my wife to see it. It's fascinating.
Where is that?
Huh? It's on Lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on Lifetime, and it's pretty amazing that this guy has gotten away with this kind of crap for the longest time.
I bet you that goes on all the time. I bet you there are dozens of others. There are dozens of others. It's just R. Kelly is fading. His star is fading, and they're able to pile on.
Well, because but while star wasn't fading, his record companies were sticking by him. Because he made him money.
Yeah, it's the same old story.
Yeah,
money and celebrity.
And it's an amazing story. If you get to see the documentary, it was on Lifetime.
The only way that's ever going to change is if you change the laws and say if you enable, you're just as guilty.
Yeah.
So if he's been proven that he's a pedophile and then they come and they say, well, how did this happen? And people knew about it and hid it. Well, they're going to do some time too. Maybe not the same, but that's the only way is you got to hold people accountable for their actions. If you know about this, you're an accomplice.
Well, if you download his song, if you buy his song, you're an accomplice.
No, I'm talking about. Yes, you are, but you're not the you didn't have any, you don't have any real. There are people who are covering up, like Paterno at Penn State, right?
Yeah.
But here's my question: has R. Kelly been in a court of law?
Yes, he has, and he was found not guilty of earlier charges. The charges they're making now are the way he treats women. He enslaves them. He keeps them as slaves in his.
And Rick James did that too.
Yes.
And Alex, it's like Ashley Judd's case was thrown out. Kevin Spacey's still in court. I think we got a mix going on here. I think where we're allowing the media to be the judge, jury, and everything.
I think the OJ case had a lot to do with all this crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
It was like the beginning of all of that.
Hey, listen, I got the theme playing. I want to thank Bree for being here, and I want to thank Brian, and I want to thank Charlie, and I want to thank Jeff, and I want to thank Charlie Wallace, and I want to thank women. Everybody's going, so I can't see them.
Don't forget Phil.
Huh? Marcella, thank you. Call us again, Marcella. You're terrific. And Kevin, I think I got everybody that's here. Rob, okay? All right? Is that all of you? Okay, that's all of you. Hey, thanks, everybody. I appreciate your call this evening. We'll see what we're going to do tomorrow night. Maybe we'll try and make it work with this tomorrow night. But basically do an audio show and have video coverage. How's that? Huh? Anyway, that's it for now. That's our thing. That's our hold on a second. I got to get rid of some stuff here. Okay, that's our show for tonight. It's so good having you here. Hope we'll have you back again tomorrow night. I hope maybe we can do a slightly better presentation tomorrow night, although we're still going to be experimenting. Who knows? But somehow we'll keep this thing going because I'm a fighter. Anyway, that's it for now. Jack Bishop is next with the intersection. I'll be back tomorrow night after Damien. Actually, tomorrow night we have the sports show at 8:30, the arena with the franchise MC. Then it's Damien at 9:30 and me at 10. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.